Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 114 of the WMMA 5 series here on the channel, as it is Pride FC in the year 2008, as it is our Bushido in Beijing card, our first ever Bushido in Beijing. It will be crowning of a champion. It will be crowning our first ever women's champion, and this should be a lot of fun and to see just how the tournament's going to play out. It's been a while since we've had any type of tournament, type of action as far as for this series, so it's nice to get back to that. Kind of what started it all with the 2000 Grand Prix. It's nice to do another one here as another Grand Prix. As we have about 11 pieces, man. Yeah, 11 pieces as we extended Shayna Basler, Sam Stout, Jennifer Howie, Scott Smith, Jose Aldo, Jack Congo, Bob Sapp. Probably shouldn't have, but we did. And Keith Jardine. Al Silverroom has left his Fight Club, and Michael Bisping has left SPG Ireland. And then Chuck Liddell wants to settle their differences against Vitor Belfort, which that should be a fun fight. I believe we have scheduled this, yes, for Mega Bushido 19, which is going to be happening in February of 2009. I believe that will be the main event. And yeah, Liddell versus Belfort. So that's going to be a pretty fun main event, if I do say so myself, as Vitor is 9-8, hasn't really gotten his footing there in Pride FC. There for a while, he was on a 3-fight losing streak before beating Scott Smith, and he hasn't had a bad fight though in a long ass time. Same thing for Chuck, so I think it should be a pretty exciting fight as far as once we get to that card. But Bushido in Beijing. We had to have this show be in China just for the fact that I know they don't have a, as far as any type of MMA commission over there, so it just felt like it was going to be the easiest way to do this. So yeah, let's get on with the shows. Luis Santos and Dennis Hallman will be our main event. In the finals of the Women's Grand Prix will be the co-main, of course, crowning our first ever women's champion. The Melvin Manoff will be taking on Chris Lieben, and that should be a pretty fun fight to fill in between the semifinals and the finals, as our four first round, or as far as I guess first round for this, but really it's the second round as far as the second round matchups here. It's Aaron Tefil, Conan as Vanessa Porto, Kiko Mai as Yoko Takahashi, and Shayna Basler, Sotoko Shinashi, and Tara Larosa, the one girl who has not had any type of fight yet in Pride FC. We have a lot of 145ers, which makes sense, but then you have Sotoko Shinashi giving up at least 20 pounds on. You have a disadvantage for her, as she's giving up at least 20 pounds to Tara LaRosa, which is tough. Tara LaRosa is one of the best women's MMA fighters in the mod right now, and she's going to be looking to tee off Shinashi. And we have one prelim, because we'll have 10 fights on, or we all have, I want to say it's 9. Yeah, we'll have 9 main card fights and then the one prelim to make it an even 10. It's Karina Dam taking on Jennifer Howie, as we'll see how that one plays out. But our main event, Luis Santos taking on Superman Dennis Allman. They have fought once before. Back to the main event for Pride FC Worldwide 13. That was earlier on in 2008, as Luis Santos won that fight by knockout. They have a quick kind of rematch like this between the two is, I think it's certainly a choice, and I think for Luis Santos, who's someone who came out of nowhere, was on a fucking tear, had a great 2007, came into 2008 of January knocking out Diz Hallman, goes on to beat John Alicia, but then loses the belt to Damian Maya in his first defense at Pride 41 in August. So he's looking to bounce back in a big way. As for as for Dennis Allman, a guy who has, after the John Alicia loss, which is was his first loss in a couple of years, having the Luis Santos loss to kick off 2008. So at least he has gotten a win under his belt. He beat Sean Pearson, which was by decision. He's someone that, as far as the last, really, if he's going to finish someone, it's going to be by submission. And we saw what Luis Santos could do and knocking him out. I mean, that was the first time Dennis Hallman has been knocked out in his entire career. Again, lightning strike twice for Luis Santos over Dennis Hallman get his revenge tonight. We shall see, as this is going to be the 8th time Dennis Hallman's main event a Pride event, 4th time for Luis Santos. Santos has finished 3 of his last 5 opponents. Both fighters are world ranked middleweights, as Dennis Hallman's ranked 4th. Luis Santos is ranked 8th. Luis Santos is going to have a 5-inch reach advantage again, like the last fight. It's not like he's gained any type of advantage. It's a slight Blurcast staff picks advantage to Luis Santos. A lot of people backing the guy who just beat him earlier on in the almost as far as for Luis Santos. This is a chance to get a huge win again in the welterweight division and potentially another shot at Dennis Allman, and also for getting another shot rather at WMMA. And for Dennis Hallman, I mean, this is a great opportunity for him to get a win and to have a Dennis Hallman. Oh my God! And to get I don't know why my brain is not wanting to get out the analogy, but he's wanting to have a great fight with WMMA because I think those styles would really match up well. Oh my God! So let's just hurry up and get to the other screen, as obviously we'll see what happens there. But the Melvin Manhoef and Chris Lieben fight, they have fought once before, back at the prelims of a worldwide card. That was the Jens Pulver Gilbert Melendez card in 2007. So Melvin Manhoef, shockingly, won by knockout, knocking out Chris Lieben. This should be another barn burner of affair, though. I want to say that was a pretty, I mean, 2 stand-up guys, heavy hands. He comes in Pride FC debut win, beating Chris Lieben by knockout in the first round, and then knocking out Jardine again with 49 seconds in the first round. It's crazy to think he lost to Yuka Khan, to be honest, because I thought I was going to beat him. But he's waited a long time to get this, this next fight for him, as someone that hasn't really had a bad fight, really, ever. I mean, he's Melvin Manhoef. He's got an exciting style, a Dutch kickboxer that is looking to get another knockout win. And Chris Lieben looking to get a revenge win over Melvin Manhoef. He hasn't had a lot of fights, which is kind of crazy to think, because we've had him for a while, as far as we signed him in 2004. And, he had, one fight in January of 2005, and it took forever. It literally took him 2 years to get another fight. He should have had a fight at least in between in 2006 and definitely later on 2005. Forget what, maybe he got injured, perhaps, but as far as, we'll just take a look here and see. Yeah, he did break his jaw in 2007, but that shouldn't have mattered. But still, because knocked out, got a broken jaw thanks to Melvin Manhoef, and he's looking to get a huge win. He knocked out both Little Nog and Ronaldo Sobral building up to this fight. And yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a big night for Chris Lieben. We'll see, though. Melvin Manhoef, he might get another huge win tonight. Because it's just crazy. Lieben had the reach advantage and the whole thing, but just Melvin Manhoef was on one during that run. But I think he's starting to kind of lose a step, perhaps, as Aaron Steele, Tough Hill, taking on Mina Marlios Gonen, as Tough Hill has finished all of her last 5 opponents. Conan has finished 4 of her last 5 opponents. Both are world-ranked featherweights, as Tough Hill 3rd, Conan 9th, as Tough Hill, of course, a tall drink of water, is going to have a reach advantage in just about all of her fights she's going to have. It's got a 6-inch reach advantage, as Tough Hill will have the betting odds be in her favor, which makes sense, as someone, she dominated, really, Kelly Cabal-Schmitz, which is, Kelly Cabal-Schmitz really didn't have a chance, to be fair, with her size disadvantage, but still, to think that she came in and Aaron Tough Hill and it gave a dominating performance, because really, even though she is 26-0, really, she's only had 2 actual fights, under her belt, and she'll have another one here against Miss Conan, as she 8-1, beat Julia Berzakova, which I thought Julia Berzakova was going to win that fight going into it. Someone who's fought Cyborg and had a fantastic fight with Cyborg in the past. We'll see, what happens. The thing about women's MMA, especially so early on in its infancy, and starting in the end of 2008, really is where we've gotten our division off the ground. So many girls don't really have that much of, as far as fight experience. So a lot of these fights, even though it might have a betting odds be slided to one person, you really have no real idea of who's going to win. As, we'll see. That should be a pretty exciting one. This Vanessa Porto Tama-chan, Kiko Tamaya's the two of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, which is crazy to think about. Is Vanessa Porto ranked 4th and Kiko Tamai 17th, as they both have won as far as 3 of the last 5 fights, as Porto submitted. As Kiko Tamai has won by decision. The betting odds are going to be in Vanessa Porto's favor. Huge margin, looks like. Yeah, that makes sense. Vanessa Porto is savage for sure. 9-0. She just beat Cyborg by armbar, which that was a fantastic fight. That was back at Pride 41 Girl Power. I think she's going to have another great fight here with Kiko Tamai, because Kiko Tamai is a savage. She's had one loss, which is, of course, against Erin Tufhill, where she got dominated, but at least she lasted all 5 rounds against Erin Tufhill. We'll see what happens. She beat Erica Montoya to get that, which was not really the greatest of fights. So maybe she'll get an exciting one here with Vanessa Porto. Yoko Takahashi taking on the Queen of Spades, Shayna Basler. Shayna Basler submitted 3 of her last 5 opponents. Both are world-ranked featherweights, as Basler's 5th, Yoko Takahashi 13th, as Yoko Takahashi has won 4 of her last 5 fights. Betting on again will be in someone's huge margin favor, and that being Shayna Baszler, which makes sense. Shayna Baszler is going to be like a buzzsaw, I think, for a lot of these girls. She just beat Roxanne Modafferi, which is a good little fight. She got a rear naked choke in the 3rd, as we'll see what happens with Yoko Takahashi, because she is obviously a trailblazer, a girl who's been, she's lost to both Kiko Tamai and Barrios Coninso. She's had, as far as the tough opponents in the past, and has lost to both of them. She also, as far as the Michelle Lud fight, Michelle's not like the best name we have in the women's division, so really her win probably doesn't mean that much compared to some of the other girls' wins to make it into the really the Grand Prix part of the tournament. And Satoko Shinashi taking on Tara Larosa, as 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Tara Larosa ranked 1st. Satoko Shinashi ranked 3rd, as Tara Larosa submitted 3 of the last 5 opponents. Shinashi trains at Presta, which Larosa has a record of 2-0 against other members of that team. Shinashi has won 4 of the last 5 fights. First time they're going to fight, and Tara Larosa will have a significant weight advantage, of course. But yeah, Satoko Shinashi, I am rooting for her if I had to pick a favorite. Here's a strawweight, a 4'10" strawweight, who is looking to really shock the world. And she's fought a lot of tough names there. You see, Megumi Sato, as far as Yuka Tsuji twice, Lisa Ellis, as far as back, that was in the SPAC fight, and then beating Jessica Aguilar at Pride 41 Girl Power was by decision. She's not looking to probably, if she has any chance of beating Tara LaRosa, I think it would have to be a decision win, because I just feel like her size, her judo background, we'll see, as we shall see. Really, as far as she's fought, some tough opponents, and has beaten some tough people as well. She just had a poor fight in the rematch with Karina Dam, who is on the prelim, so we can go on to that one. These are 2 of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world as well, and Karina Dam and Jennifer Howie, as the first time they have fought, both are making their Pride debuts. It's Karina Dam, big favorite to win this one. That is crazy, because Jennifer Howie is a tough, she is one of the best women's MMA fighters in the world, and to think that Karina Dam has that much of an advantage is crazy to think about. Of course, her loss to Tara LaRosa, but as far as big-time wins, hasn't really gotten that big-time win. This could definitely be the first there for her. And then Jennifer Howie, someone who is really looking for that big win. She's beaten Yuki Kondo 3 times, though, which is crazy to think, because Yuki Kondo, as far as she's in the Smack Girl, Hall of Fame right now. She's really, the big Smack Girl during the early 2000s, for sure, and she beat her 3 fucking times, so that is very impressive. Obviously, the Jennifer Howie, 34, as far as I think, it came at a bad time, really, the Pride FC division, the women's division, starting off. If we would have started it maybe a couple of years sooner, she would have had maybe a better run at this, but being the aging veteran in this, same thing like some of the other girls on this roster, I think it's going to be, even though it's great to see, oh god, we have the timer going on, as Marasaki refereeing this bout, As 10-2, 11-2, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu style, mixed martial arts, Minnesota Martial Arts Academy for Jennifer Howie, Peresta for Karina Dam, both 5'4", both weighed in 145. Minus 600 though, that is crazy. We'll see what happens. Judges, fight begins. They touch gloves. Howie moves in, performing the throw as Jennifer Howie throws, and there's a takedown attempt from Dam as Dam couldn't get a single leg. She ends up standing and holding a leg while Jennifer Howie hops in place as she uses the position to drive up against the ropes. They're looking for the Muay Thai clinch. Fights it off though. So she's still stuck against the ropes. Looking for now a takedown. She's got the takedown, drags down to the ground. A few quick strikes. Jennifer's trying to get some separation now. Can't stand up. Karina with pounds away. Jennifer's in trouble now. Is looking for. She could feel that Jennifer's about to scramble. So make sure that gets stopped. She's trying to pass half guard. That's not happening. And here's the scramble. As Jennifer ends up losing out in the scramble. Pounds away again. Jennifer keeps on fighting, though. Keeps on fighting for scrambles as Karina Dam gets side control after getting her leg free. Now in side control. Dam blocks that attempted sweep. Goes for it again. That's not happening. Looking for an arm triangle now. As Jennifer blocks it. Looking for the sweep again. As Karina looking for mount as it's a ploy. And she's looking to scramble again. Jennifer again losing out. We're back where we started half guard. Another scramble. As it was still, Karina doing a great job of keeping in control after all these scrambles. But Jennifer keeps on fighting. North-south choke, perhaps? No. As gets eluded away, and now they're moved back to side control. Now looking for mount. As she rolls over, but gives up her back instead. Looking for the rear naked choke. Blocks the rollover, minute left. Can she get both hooks in? She's just going to keep on going for the rear naked choke. Don't think that's going to finish the fight, though. Obviously, Karina Dam dominating that one. We'll see what happens in the second. Dam may have been aiming the substitute, but Jennifer was more aggressive. There's a two-punch combination, but Dam avoided both of them. Now Jennifer, with the failing to land the 1-2, Dam seizes the chance to shoot in. As now Jennifer almost got away, but not quite. She's left hopping on one leg. As Karina drives Jennifer up against the ropes. Sal's looking to take her down. She's got side control again, looking for an arm triangle. Jennifer, I don't think is going to tap. I think it's going to have to take, she's in mount now. And now she's giving up her back. Pounds away. Can't get her off her back. Prevents the body triangle. Still, blocking. Gets the body triangle. That's got to be it. Yeah, flattens her out just before the end of the second as Karina Dam dominating Jennifer Howie. That is tough loss. 11-3, 11-2, Karina Dam. As Karina Dam gives a name trick to Vanna Presta, all of her various sponsors and all of her friends, family, supporters, visibly delighted to celebrate starting her Pride career with a W as Satoko Shinashi taking on Larosa. Open up the main card, 12-0, 14-2, plus 340, minus 430. As again with the goddamn timer, that is killing me. As 12-0, 14-2 though, Tokyo, Japan, 410, 125. Woodstone, New Jersey, 5'4", 145. It's got the 20-pound advantage. See what happens. Eve Levine is our referee. Ringside judges as Larosa towering over Satoko Shinashi. Here we go. Exchange of blows comes and goes without really any fighter grabbing anything. As look at Shinashi though, gets the dominant position to clinch. Look at the sucker into the guard. Unsuccessful though. Wow, blocks it, now takes control. Now looking for the trip. That gets blocked. Wow. Trying to take her down. She's got that one now. That was impressive that at least Shinashi at least stopped one of them. Trying to get past guard. Struggles to get past it though. Remains stuck in half guard. Trying to get a double underhook. But can't do it. Keeps her guessing a few quick strikes. Trying to pull her down. To smother her. That's not happening. Trying to get to side control. Shinashi keeping her in guard. This is nuts. Trying to get past the guard and they start to scramble. As Shinashi's back on our back where we started. As another scramble again. Wow, look at Larosa losing the scramble. Holy shit. Satoko Shinashi might just do this. It does a few weak-looking punches. Doesn't allow the double underhooks. Trying to pound away, but none of the blows are really going to do any power or damage here. It's trying to pass guard. As now result in a scramble again. Larosa trying to get back up. She loses out in the scramble yet again. Trying to get her leg free, get better position. There, Larosa was ready for it, though. They keep on scrambling. As Larosa's up first, quickly grabs her. Now looking to go down low, go both legs. She's got that side control, a few right hands. Tries to move the guard. Inside control, Larosa throws a couple of punches designed to keep her guessing here. As Larosa throws some small strikes, clearly just slowing things down so her can catch her breath. Trying to pull guard, that's not happening. Keeps her guessing. Blocks Shayna. She tries to transition the guard and stops the lengthy stalemate. There's now Larosa chooses to shoot in. As a brilliant sprawl. Not only prevents the takedown, but pushes down to her hands and knees and looking for the soccer kick, but Larosa is able to spring back up and away to end out the first. What a round, though, for Satoko Shinashi. As, Tara Larosa had the takedowns. She did pretty well on the ground, but really, I was super impressed with Satoko Shinashi as she did a tremendous job of not only just keeping her at bay and keeping her in control as far as, 2 for 2 on ground passes. Every time she wanted to pass, she did it. But yeah, that's pretty remarkable. Second round now. Shinashi aggressively moves in, wanting to grab a look at the sucker back into the guard. As that gets stopped again. A little deja vu there. Now Tara Larosa looking for the takedown. She's got it. Now doesn't allow the underhooks. This is basically the same thing that happened in the first round. Not going to get past the guard. Isn't able to pass, though. Shinashi doing a great job of at least keeping her in the guard. Not going to get past it. But Shinashi is ready for it. And the scramble begins. As Larosa's being on her back now. Losing out again on the scramble. Trying to transition to full guard. Can't manage it. Catches her breath now. Just a couple punches. Some right hands. Tries to transit. That's just great job by Satoko Shinashi. She can't take Tara Larosa down. I don't know if that's just a size thing. Even by sucking her into the guard, I think that really is, if they were probably the same weight, that probably actually would have helped her out. But unfortunately, I think that's been her downfall. And I was hoping it wouldn't be that much of an outlier, 20 pounds, but it is. It certainly is in this fight. Final round now. Stepping in, Shinashi aggressively gets down position, looking for, and it gets blocked for the third time. At least she stuffs the takedown that time, but she's probably not going to get this one stuffed. Yep, gets the takedown and quickly back on her feet though, looking for another. Oh, it's out. Controlling Shinashi from behind, can't get it. Struggles free of the back control now. They back in the center. Shinashi timed it well, moves in to start the clinch, trying to. Just keeps on getting stuffed every time. Now Shinashi's up against the ropes, slips out of it. Minute left, as now we're about to see a shot from Tara Larosa, but Shinashi steps in fast and looks for the clinch. She keeps on trying to suck in her guard, and that just was not the game plan at all. Just, that sucks, because she needed a better game plan, was really the big thing there. But, yeah, that just sucked. That sucked to see somebody do a great job as far as on the ground, was in control but couldn't get her to the ground. And if she would have just been able to do that, I think this would have been a fight in her favor for sure. Tara Larosa goes on to the semifinals, and then Yoko Takahashi taking on the Queen of Spades, Shayna Basler. 23-2, 8-2. Let's see what we get. Minus 1,200. I think everyone kind of knows how this is going to go. Eve Levine's our referee. So here we go. There's the ringside judges here. Oh, we have the timer going on. Underway. Touch gloves. Basler with a takedown. Got the Kimura. Yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote there. 57 seconds. Completely outclassed her. Vanessa Portel in Kiko Damaya's. Yeah, Vanessa Portel with a minus 1,000 advantage. Here as, this is going to be a tough fight for Kiko Damae. Mario Saki's the referee, rings, and there's the bell, as moves in closer, looking up to attack. There's a punch, but avoids it. Porto comes in, looking for the takedowns, got the takedown. Damae pulls half guard, throws a few right hands. Looks to pass half guard, gets side control now, and the pass attempt results in a scramble, as Damae tries to get the back. Up to her feet as Damae scrambles to her feet, but Porto immediately drives up against the ropes. Porto tries to take her down now, gets the takedown. They get past it, and is inside control. Looking for the armbar. It's in deep. what's going to happen, but pops her arm free as Porto must have not had it locked in as tight as it looked. As Porto smartly reacts by securing side control once again, now looking for mount. Oh wow, Tamai looking for the sweep, but just gives up her back instead. Looking for the rear naked choke. Tries to move her off her back, can't. Got both hooks in, well, that's all she wrote there for Kiko Tamai. As Vanessa Porto getting the win. And that was rated great. Vanessa Porto strolling through, making that 10-0, and Kiko Tamai 18-2. Is that Aaron Steele, Tough Pill taking on Mina? What else going in as? We'll see. I mean, Aaron Tuffield, that is crazy. Crazy to think. Here's a woman in Marlios Conan, is a tough Dutch, really, has you would think a Dutch kickboxing background, but is really no more known for her ground game. Beat Julia Berzakova, and is going to get dominated probably by Aaron Tuffield. Just, and, they're somewhat similar size. It ain't going to matter. It ain't going to matter. Big John's our referee. They touch gloves. It was a great sprawl, though. That was a great idea. At least try and get her down to the ground, as Conan looks like she's wanting to grapple, gets the threat of getting hit by, keeping her from rushing in. As there's a left jab, but the big right to the body fails to land. Oh, look at Marlies Conan, though. Looking for the trip. Can't get it, though. As Tuffield's now trying to muscle her against the ropes. He does so. There's a knee strike to the thigh. More knee strikes to the thigh. There's a quick elbow now. Knee strike to the ribs now. My God. Man, that fella is a savage. There's a knee strike to the thigh. There's a short left uppercut. Wow, that is tough. Has some more right hands. Some dirty boxing now. And now they're going multiple levels for Marlies Conan. They're trying to bounce back. Now Big John's going to separate them. Tuffield comes in, looking to unleash some strikes. Conan avoids it, as the jab is wide, and then lands the right hand. So there's a jab and a right cross from Tuffield. Can't find her jab, but hits the straight right. Halfway point in the first. Throws a punch, but Conan avoids it, and looking for the takedown again, but can't quite take her down. But Conan's able to push her against the ropes, looking for the trip. How about that? So that's... Sometimes you can't, as far as especially women's MMA, you never know. You never fucking know. There's some right hands. She blocks Tuffield, trying to get from work to side control now. Works it, but there's a scramble. Comes out on top, does Conan. So we're basically at the same spot. Passes the half guard. As blocks Tuffield, she tries to transfer the guard. Now looking to get side control. Can't get it, though. Blocks attempt for move from half guard to full. Still trying to get side control. Passes, but Tuffield was ready for it, and the scramble begins. Conan's up first, and Tuffield immediately drives her up against the ropes. There's a couple of knee strikes to the ribs. Knee to the thigh. I was looking for the knee to the thigh, but Conan circles free and back to the center to end out the first. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Tuffield did some damage, though, with the knees. Did a lot of, as far as he landed, or she landed, rather, Jesus, she landed the most strikes in the round. I was very impressed, though, that Conan was able to get her down. Very impressed. We'll see what happens in the second. Tuffield lands two left hands and then falls, but Conan dodges the spin kick. Confidently moving in closer to Tuffield. Jab its own, then scores with the right cross. Tuffield's starting to slow down, which is going to give Conan the great opportunity to try and get the takedown. But she can't quite get it, though. Drives up against the ropes again, looking to go down low. Grab both legs. Can't get that takedown either. I thought for sure that was going to be it. There's a hard foot stomp. There's a glancing elbow from and there is a cut above the eye as blood is trickling down on Marlies Conan is. That goes to use some dirty boxing now. Conan's aware of it, though, and stops that. Looking for the knee strike to the ribs. There's a quick elbow strike again. Looking for the Muay Thai clinch now. Needs to find a way out of this quickly. Takes a knee strike to the chest. Not much power behind it, though. Wrestles free of the Muay Thai clinch after blocking the knee strike. Tuffield looking to strike. Can't connect with sub strikes and scores with the right cross. Warily circling, looking for the opening she needs to initiate some grappling. The setup strikes now. There's the right hand. Circling warily as Conan is looking for a chance to get close enough to grapple as Tuffield can't connect the setup strikes and catches Conan with a crunching right hook. We're going to check on the cut, which is probably a bad idea. Big John to stop that right before the end of the round. They restart in the center. Nice jab and a body kick from Tuffield to end out the round. She couldn't get the takedown. Didn't land any strikes, but I like that she was at least dominating a good portion of that round. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. But she, because she's been getting fucked up before. I mean, she's got several red marks on her ribs, and she's been kneeing the thigh a bunch. She's been taking a pounding. Back underway now. Tuffield closes the distance. Conan made an aiming to get in close. Took the initiative, fails to find over a jab, and then scores a leg kick. Then here comes the strike as there's a jab and a big right hand from Tuffield. And can't connect the sub strikes. There's a massive right head kick, though, that knocks out Rodolfo Conan. That is a tough fight, though, for Aaron Tuffield. Much tougher than the Vegas odds makers had that going in. A minus 960 favorite took the third round to finish it. I mean, that was very, very, very good fight for how those odds were. As now we're going to have Tara Larosa and Shayna Basler. So Aaron Tuffield at least will get a breather, but I mean, we saw Shayna Basler get a very easy fight early on, so I think that advantage is definitely going to help her. Tara LaRosa had a bit of a battle, so we'll see. As goddamn, that fucking timer has 15-2, 9-2. Submission fighting, jiu-jitsu, judo background, but this is pretty close. Obviously, this is probably the closest we'll have the betting lines be for a women's MMA fight on this card, I believe. Because I think even Tara LaRosa, and if it's either Tough Hill or as far as Portel, because that's a tough fight too. That's going to be crazy. But this is very, very interesting. Very excited to see how this one plays out. Big Rounds of referee ringside judges. So even though they weighed in the same, Shayna Basler's probably fighting about 155, 160. They touch gloves. They get up close to her wrestling. As Basler gets the better position, looks for the trip. She's got it. There's some right hands trying to sweep her. Man, Shayna Basler's on a mission. Half guard now. Basler throws a couple punches. Tries to move from half guard to full, but Basler doesn't allow it. Gets stuffed again. Looking to get side control. Can't get past it, though. Can't get past that half guard, as now she's going from half guard to full. Trying to, but Basler stops that. Big John's going to stand her up. Wisely so. They get up close to her wrestling again. Basler again down in position. Larosa blocks it. Gets control. Looking for the takedown. She's got it. Forces her down onto the ground. Ends up in a turtle up position. And there's some right hands. Basler's able to deal with most of them now. Looking for a knee strike. But Basler scoots back and they spring back up. And Basler, again, the aggressor in the clinch, looking for the sweep. She's got it. Looking for the pass. Gets it. Wow, I mean, Shayna Basler with a certain amount of ease to it as well. Looking for the mount, but LaRosa reserved for it, and the scramble begins as Basler ends out losing out in the scramble under north-south of Tara LaRosa. Trying to move to south, trying to move rather to side control, but Basler seemed sensed the shift in weight in scrambles. LaRosa sees, as the scramble sees LaRosa up first, only to be grabbed by a waist lock. Basler looking to throw her back down. Cannot do it, though. Some stubborn resilience. And looking to get her down again. Tries to block it, but isn't going to be denied as Shayna Basler gets the takedown with a short struggle. As lands hard, and then the impact of that lost the grip of Shayna Basler. So now the scramble begins again. Basler ends up being on her back. Oh my god, that's nuts. As LaRosa throws a couple of punches. And separation again. Not enough, though, as LaRosa is able to catch her and secure side control. And that's the end of the round. Man, that is going to be a tough one to judge. Basler has one more strike. Did a little bit better on the ground. Had a couple more takedowns. But Tara LaRosa gave a hell of an effort a lot of times. Man, that's tough. I'd have to give that to Basler, though. But that's great. That's a great round for both girls. And we'll see what happens in the second. They come together in a clinch. Basler looking for another takedown. That's unsuccessful. Looking for it a second time. That gets blocked. It isn't going to be denied, though, as now they come together in the north-south after the break. Basler comes together in a clinch. She's got it this third time, though, in this round. Third time is the charm. Basler punches down on her, trying to sweep, but she can't. Looking for the underhook, and then they quickly scramble. As Basler's too quick, though, able to grab side control. Looking for Kimura. Now she won our first fight tonight, but LaRosa fights it off. Those are small strikes, trying to pull guard now. There's some elbows. Blocks her again. That's another dominating round, though. That time, really dominating round for Shayna Basler. She just got to, get another great round. And she'll be going on to the finals. They start clinching up. Basler works her way into down position, looking for a sweep. She's got it. Looking to get mount. And there's a scramble now, as LaRosa's up first. Looking at as Basler drops down and wraps her arms around her opponent's legs. That's not happening as LaRosa blocks it again. Yeah, she stops it, but she's still stuck against the ropes. Still threatening her a takedown, another takedown for Shayna Basler. as she's starting to get gas now for sure. I mean, it's crazy because she's basically had one less fight against, compared to Taylor Larosa, who went the full distance already. But Taylor Larosa doing a great job, at least not getting finished. But it's, well, spoke too soon, as couldn't get the armbar, but got the Kimura to get locked in, as that is another Kimura win for Shayna Basler. That's another good performance from her, making that 10-2 and going on to the finals. We'll see who she'll be joining, if it's going to be Vanessa Portel or Erin Still Tough Hill. I mean, this is going to Steel Tough Hill, as both undefeated fighters, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, boxing, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, aka shooter box, plus 280, minus 360. Here we go. Eve Levine is our referee. Tough Hill definitely fights a little heavier, which should make, as far as her and Basler, they fight about the same height, or the same weight. These two fighters touch gloves. Tough Hill with a jab and a right cross. There's a left hand, but Porto evades the right to the body. Tough Hill starting to breathe a little heavier. Jab lands from Tough Hill, and Porto evades the punch. Jab is wide, lands a low kick. There's a weak flicked left hand jab from Porto. There's a left hand. Porto evades the big right as Tough Hill connects with the jab, but the flying leg kick misses. Comes in looking to unleash. There's two quick jabs. No power behind him at all. As Vanessa Porto really just kind of setting up her shots. Not really throwing a lot of power, but just landing shots to land shots and trying to counter back. As Porto moving in and out of range, just hoping for that reckless strike. She needs to leave that opening to start grappling. Jab is wide, and then Porto evades the big right. Still very aware of her opponent's striking, so still trying to bob in and out. Can't connect the step jab. There's a right to the side of the ribs. There's a punch that doesn't hit it, though, and there's Porto's chance. Looking to take her down. Tough Hill wrestles her way into a dominant position. Now trying to muscle Porto up against the ropes. She does so. There's a glancing elbow strike. There's a gash above the eye. A noticeable one at that. There's a knee strike inside her own knee. Another elbow. Knee strike to the thigh. Using now a wrestling to prevent some more elbows. There's some few short punches to the ribs from Porto. Another knee strike inside her own knee. She's trying to hit her knee into the thigh. Is Tough Hill, but Porto works enough space to clear out again. Tough Hill. It's crazy. She's already getting to the deeper reaches of her gas tank, and she literally has to fight very, very soon. Well, after the Melvin Manhoef Chris Liebman fight, which might be over in a matter of seconds, she might have to go right back out there. Tough Hill moves in, preparing to throw. There's a quick punch. Doesn't hit it, though. Can't connect with the jab. It hits the right hand. Porto grabs it, looking for the trip. Unsuccessful. Looking for it again. Unsuccessful again, and Tough Hill grabs control of it. That gets blocked as well from Vanessa Porto. Separates from Porto. We're back to a standoff, as now we're going to stop and see how the cut is on Vanessa Porto. As not present too much of a problem, so that's good. As we're back underway, Porto looks for the takedown, can't get it. Drives up against the ropes, keeps her up against the ropes. 60 seconds, either fighter is really risking that opening that either fighter has, as Tough Hill's tripped against the ropes. As they remain there against the ropes for the next minute or so, posturing and throwing occasional short-range punches to the body. As Eve Levine has decided it's enough grappling. Separate him again. There's a jab and a right cross to end out the round for Erin Tough Hill. That's tough, because really, Vanessa Porto outstruck her, stuffed a lot of her takedowns. It just was really Tough Hill had a lot of control that round. Got her up against the ropes, did some damage, cut her open. I'd have to give that one probably to Tough Hill, if I'm being honest. We'll see what happens in the second. I think Vanessa Porto could definitely make this a viable... If she wins the second and the third, and it looks like she's done maybe not as much damage, but did some damage and outstruck her, she definitely could steal it. Porto looking for the takedown. She's got it. So that's her first takedown. As looking to pass, get side control, she passes. Porto looking to get another pass. She gains side control now, as she may have side control, but Tough Hill's making it very hard for her to work on the ground. Throws a few right hands. Second half of the round, there's a few right hands again. Inside control, Porto throws a couple of punches down and keep Tough Hill guessing. Punches down, easily taking on the gloves. Minute left. Porto still in remaining control of this. I mean, that was a dominating round for Vanessa Porto. Another one like that, she very well could steal it. Third round now, Porto looking for the same thing, but Tough Hill stops her this time. Gets her up against the ropes, looking for the takedown, and she's got the single leg. Passes half guard, gets side control. Working very hard as Tough Hill trying to make it tough on her. As there's a few right hands to the body. Looking for a Kimura. Tough Hill fights it off. Looking for another Kimura. And she's got it! Erin Tough Hill taps out to the Kimura as Vanessa Porto beating the undefeated Aaron Toughhill. What a huge win for her. As what a finals we have. That will be very, very exciting. Vanessa Portel getting the huge win in just, I think she would have got the win even if it went the distance. Just kind of looking at the fight metrics, it just makes sense, as far as if this fight would have kept on going. I think Vanessa Porto definitely would have won the round and won the fight for sure. It's Melvin Manhoff taking on Chris the Crippler Lieben. 10-9-2, 8-3, Portland, Oregon. Rotterdam, Holland, 5'8", 205. Oh my god, we could get with this fucking timers. Kickboxing background for Melvin Manhoff. Boxing Jiu-Jitsu background for Chris Lieben, 8-3, 10-9-2, plus 710 from Melvin Manhoff, but I'm not counting him out. I'm just not. He's got a fucking puncher's chance against someone who's going to throw with him, and Chris Lieben. As Lieben, minus 900, though, advantage. Opening bell, no really intention of touching gloves. We got a guy with a broken jaw, thanks to a knockout. I mean, they have some bad blood here. Lieben with two right hands, kicking with the left. There's a left hand from Melvin Manhoff. Lieben with the big left hand and putting off bounce, allowing Manhoff to attack with a right cross. Lieben's off target with a jab. There's a left cross. There's a clean right hand from Manhoff. Oh man, Manhoff with a good right hand. Lieben with a right jab and a left hand. There's a left hook from oh my god, Melvin Manhoff knocks him down. Unreal. Look at the finish of the fight with stomps and kicks. He can't get up there, though, fast enough. Exchange of blows comes and goes without really easy fighter really land anything significant. There's a right hand from Lieben and a picture-perfect straight right hand, and it knocks him out. Chris Lieben couldn't do it. Plus 710 underdog. Does it again. Knocks out the crippler Chris Lieben. Some guys, they just have their number, and that happened there with Melvin Manhoff and Chris Lieben again, knocking him out. Not once, but twice, and had the knockdown, and then just followed it up with another perfect strike. See, thanks everyone connected to Kadama, Sarmatina. I fucked that all up. As for helping him prepare for the fight, his sponsor supporting him financially. Watching the replays of the finish, says he's really happy with that and landed perfectly, a testament to his training. So our co-main event, see who's the first ever women's Pride FC champion. Queen of Spain, Shayna Basler, Vanessa Portel. We'll see what happens, because Vanessa Portel keep the undefeated record going over Shayna Basler. In fact, shock the world and get a huge win here over Vanessa Portel. I mean, this is minus 130, minus 110. Shayna Basler does have the advantage of not going a full... I mean, they've had similar paths here as far as Vanessa Portel took a couple of minutes longer than Shayna Basler, but still got a huge win over, especially Vanessa Portel over Aaron Toughhill. I mean, that's a tough-ass win. Similar builds, similar styles, a.k.a. shooter box. This is going to be a tough one. Tough one for sure. Mario Saki's the referee. Basler, again, probably fights around 155, 160, but we saw Vanessa Portel do to people of that stature already as they come together and start wrestling. Basler is the aggressor, looking for the trip. She's got it. Pounding away, trying to sweep is Vanessa Portel. Is now looking for half guard. Can't quite get there. Looking for the sweep. That's not happening either. And now they're going to stand it back up. Shayna Basler, just rinse and repeat. 2 for 2 on takedowns. Does again with the sweep. Some more small strikes. Blocks her. She tries to transition the guard. Look at the pass and get side control. Allows the pass, which is deployed to scramble. Basler manages to come out on top, so nothing really changes. Looking for an armbar from the bottom. There's Vanessa Portel. She does it from the bottom. Grabs the armbar. That is a tough-ass loss for Shayna Basler. Was in control the entire time and just left one arm in. Vanessa Portel snatching that up. And is your winner of the Women's Grand Prix. And what a main event that was for the Grand Prix. Well, that's not the main event of the card, though. But that was a great finals. It was a fun tournament. I figured that was going to be a lot of fun and a lot of exciting stuff. So we're going on to the main event now. As Vanessa Portel thanks everyone connected to Shooter Box for everything and prepare for the fight and her various sponsors supporting her financially. That's going to be tough to see who she fights next, really. As she asked who would be interested in fighting next year. Wants to fight Kelly Cabal-Schmitz, a person who lost pretty handedly, too, to Aaron Toughhill. So we'll see what happens there as Luis Santos and Dennis Hallman, our main event for this first ever Bushido in Beijing, as it's main event time. Minus 110, plus 100, 33 and 8, 17 and 8. Brazil, Elm Washington, 5'9", 183, 6 foot, 183. Ringside judges, fight begins. Now the exchange strikes at relatively close range. Nothing really lands though. They move and engage. Both fighters throw, but neither can land a shot. As Santos throws some punches, but in a head kick, and Dennis Hallman bobbing and weaving, ultimately avoiding all of them as he's well off target with a head kick. Oh man, Santos slipping past the right hook, and there's a stiff head kick that knocks him out cold. History repeating itself yet again for another knockout win, as Luis Santos is a fucking savage. Knocking out Dennis Hallman again tonight, 18 and 8. What a card though this was. This was a lot of fun. As he thanks everyone connected to Shooter Box for helping him prepare for the fight and his sponsor for running financially. He asked to be interested in the fight next. The answer is Seattle Sakura is someone to be interested in competing against. Yeah, that's a really fun card. A lot of fun there. As, just really the Shayna Basler Taylor Larosa fight was probably the only decent one because, that was good. Average opener. Taylor Larosa not really the most exciting fighter of that women's division, but really everything else was pretty fucking awesome. Decreased some pop in some places, increased in some places, kind of mixed bag all around. Man, performance bonuses. Again, Melvin Manhoef. I mean, he does it again. As far as Luis Santos, Vanessa Porto, I think both her and Shayna Baszler, to be honest, definitely deserve it. And I kind of want to give one to Satoko Shinashi for giving Taylor Larosa a tough fight, but part of me, at the same time, think we've done enough for this show. Making $3 million, not bad at all. As thank you all for watching. And that is the end of November. We just have 2 more fight cards left of December. Then on to 2009. As I will catch you guys there. Take care, everyone.